Now I'm going to organize a party for the family members. The daughters-in-law are not included, after all, they are not considered part of the family. Expressed my mother-in-law, with an unparalleled arrogant attitude. She thought she would humiliate me with another malicious comment. However, it was I who planned to retaliate with a dinner. I handed my mother-in-law a gift envelope and said, "I believe that the one who will be excluded from this family is you, dear mother-in-law." She almost fainted when she saw the contents of the envelope. Welcome to the Revenge Sagas channel. If you're enjoying this story, subscribe to the channel and give the video a like to hear the next stories. My name is Ellie, I work as a manager at a supermarket chain. I married my husband Noah when I was 25. 2 years later, our son was born, and we had a happy life together as a family. I returned to work after the birth of our son, and we are working hard to raise him. One of the biggest problems in my life is my mother-in-law. Well, I think she's what you call a devilish mother-in-law. My husband has always been careful with her, but when we were newlyweds, it was very difficult to deal with. He is the middle one of 3 brothers, the only one married, the other 2 are still enjoying the single life. My mother-in-law has always been the center of attention in the family, calling herself the Madonna of the family. As it is a family of only men, you know how difficult it is to deal with them. So, I am the Madonna of this family. Well, I think she really thinks that way. And then, I showed up as the only daughter-in-law. My father-in-law and the other brothers take care of me a lot, so I was recognized as part of the family by them. "I can't believe Noah is getting married," said my mother-in-law, with a tone of disgust. "He used to say he was going to marry me, and my mother-in-law always made a comment." "What are you talking about, Mom?" said my husband, once again incredulous at my mother-in-law's comments. "It's true, Noah, you shouldn't marry her. You'll end up forgetting the taste of our family meals. You should have meals at our house." "No need, Ellie is a good cook and we both have jobs. We will take care of our house together." "No way, she makes you do the housework." "Don't speak like that, we decide what's best for us." "I don't want another word from you about my marriage, Mom." My husband is the kind of guy who speaks his mind whenever he says something. He's been on my side 100%, which I really appreciate. But my husband doesn't read much between the lines and isn't very good at picking up on the situation. So, my mother-in-law tried to do something that's hard to notice. For example, at meals. When we go back to my husband's parents' house, my mother-in-law serves the meals. At first glance, this looks like a normal scene you'd see anywhere. But my mother-in-law never lets me into the kitchen, even when I offer to help, she tells me not to do anything. And the food on the table always looks the same, but it's because they don't allow me to help. I don't know what's in it. Once, I had a soup with lots of small fish bones and I didn't know, and I drank it all at once, and it was killing me. Another time it was a stick with crushed garlic mixed in, and it was terribly bitter. "Ellie, are you okay? I think I have a stomach ache. Are you okay? Oh, you don't like my food, is that it?" She said she's not feeling well, stop it. Maybe she's just pretending to be sick. I don't think so. Hey, stop, don't do that to a sick person. It's impossible, isn't it? Okay, you're all on her side. We don't mean that, Mom. I prepared dinner for all of you, and only she felt sick. Is it obvious that she's pretending? Don't worry, Mom, I'll eat everything. No, Noah. You scared me, Mom. What's wrong, why are you yelling? It's just. I can't let you eat something that's gone cold. Don't worry about it, I don't care about the temperature of the food. Without hearing my mother-in-law tell him to stop, he picked up the plate of meat and potatoes in front of me. What the hell is this? My husband threw the food away. What is this, vinegar? It tastes so different from the food on my plate. This has happened before, Noah. What, Ellie? Your mother has served several foods with strange tastes, the last time was a soup with lots of fish bones. Mom, what's going on? I didn't do anything, you must have misunderstood. Of course not, this meat and potatoes are terrible. Try some. When my husband tried to give the meat and potatoes to my father-in-law, my mother-in-law took it from him. If it's so bad, you don't have to eat it anymore. That's not what I meant, I'm asking why Ellie's food is so bad. I have no idea. I think she did this to have one more reason to criticize my food. In short, enough, it's unbelievable that you never let Ellie into the kitchen, and the food you put on her plate is always different from the others. I think you have something against her, there is no other explanation, said my husband. Yes, I think so too, I replied, agreeing with him. And my mother-in-law, pretending to be the victim of the situation, replied. Fine, it's over. I will never cook the meal again. In the end, my mother-in-law neither admitted nor apologized for the situation, and my husband took this opportunity to stop visiting his family. In that, we had to agree. And the rest of the day was quite peaceful, until I witnessed an unbelievable scene with my mother-in-law somewhere. One day, I was out of town on a business trip. On the way back to the hotel after a meeting, I saw my mother-in-law and next to her was a man in his 20s, and they were holding hands. What? No way. I was paralyzed. I'm sure I don't know this guy, so I followed them. They then entered a cafe and sat in a place near the window. They weren't sitting opposite each other, but next to each other. I didn't hesitate to start filming, and then their faces got closer. Wow, I'm not going to watch this. They left the cafe after about half an hour and disappeared into a hotel. The next day, I went back home, waited for the kids to go to sleep, and turned to my husband. Noah, I need to tell you about a scene I saw today. A situation involving your parents. I was thinking of telling, depending on my husband's response. I decided to delete the videos and photos I saw yesterday if he doesn't want to know. Ah, I don't care. Are you okay seeing something embarrassing done by your own parents? Oh my God, was it my mother? Yes, I think so. What did she do to you? No, nothing to me. I told my husband everything about what happened yesterday. Really? I got the videos and photos. Let me see, let me see. I handed him my phone. Oh my God, this is disgusting. I can't watch my mom doing this. What is she thinking? He wasn't shocked at all. Aren't you shocked? No, not at all. I mean, it's not the first time for her. What? It happened a long time ago, she used to cheat because she traveled a lot, well, that's what she claimed, but my brother was still in school. Dad forgave her and rebuilt the relationship. Oh, I see. Well, I don't think they're going to rebuild it anymore. I hired an agency to investigate. Can I use the money for this? Of course, it's worth it. Thank you, I'll let you know how it goes. It took us a month to find an agency and get the results. My husband was shocked when he saw the report. So let's take the report to Mom. What? Is that necessary? Why don't you just give it to your dad and let him decide? That won't make us feel better. Ellie, my mom has done a lot of bad things to you. She's not an example of anything to set demands for you. Let's get back at her. That's the only way I'll feel better. I should do something for my dear wife, shouldn't I? Oh, Noah, are you sure? To be honest, I wanted to see my mother-in-law lose her cool in front of me. I wanted to get back at her for everything she did to me. Good job, Noah. I'm going to tell my dad about this before we go. I don't want to confront him with the truth out of nowhere. Yes, I think that's a good idea. So, we left our son at my parents' house for the weekend and went to my husband's parents' house. When we got there, my mother-in-law scolded me as usual, but I didn't care, because whatever she does to me, as far as I know, will end today. The moment to confront her with the evidence was supposed to be during dinner, but my mother-in-law launched an unexpected attack from the start. My husband, my father-in-law, and I were all a bit surprised. Let's get started, my mother-in-law said, smiling. But the three of us, including me, were frozen. Food as big as the world, she said. If she doesn't like my food, then there's no food for her. I only prepared the meal for the family members. The wives are not included, after all. All right. My heart is overflowing with joy. I look at my husband and my father-in-law, and they both know, agreeing. That's it. Now is the time to get this off my chest. It's okay, I'll eat what I prepared. Wait a minute. I was looking for something in my bag. Here it is, Mom, I found this. What's in my hand is an envelope. Oh, yes, that was a gift for Mom. I had completely forgotten about it. I handed the envelope to my mother-in-law. Ah, are you trying to please me, dear? You'll have to give me many gifts for me to try to accept you into my family. My mother-in-law accepted the gift happily, despite such a hateful comment. And the moment she saw the contents of the envelope, her hands stopped, and then her body began to tremble. What's wrong? It's nothing. Nothing. What did she give you? Nothing special. Come on, let's see. My mother-in-law used the chopsticks to pick up the rice, but she was so shaken that the rice started to fall out of the bowl one after another. Mom, tell us. My husband took the envelope from my mother-in-law. Give it back to me. My mother-in-law was desperate. My husband took the report from her hand. What is this? It looks like an older woman is paying a young man to go out with her. You should look at the other side and the back too. This is interesting. On the back, I put photos of my mother-in-law with some young men together. At first, I thought my mother-in-law was having an affair with a young man, but the agency said they found out that she had relationships with several young men. You really don't learn, do you? I can't believe all my hard work has turned into something like this. I think you know what comes next, I'm divorcing you. Wait a minute, this isn't cheating, it's just fun. You're not going to waste that money on something like this. It's disgusting, and these guys are even younger than us. My God, by the way, including Joseph and Caleb, we all know now. We're cutting ties with you. Don't worry, all you have to do is accept. I know you don't have enough money to pay me alimony. In return, never show up in front of us again. Wait a minute, it's not just a casual date. I was just thinking of exploring different worlds, isn't that right, Ellie? You go out to eat with another man sometimes, don't you? I thought, is she really trying to involve me in this story to absolve herself of guilt? She is unbelievable. And I replied with great satisfaction, no, mother-in-law, not at all. I don't spend money on men who are part of my family, I love my husband and would never do that to him. Don't do this to me. You're a woman too, aren't you? You should defend me. Yes, but what's your point? I'm saying that it's never enough to just be a wife or mother, is it? That's disgusting. Then why don't you stay single? Ellie, I bet you would cheat at some point. Don't insult Ellie, she's not like you, we all know that. Well, it's a good opportunity for me to tell you something. I was planning to divorce you when I retire. It's a good timing, isn't it? I forgave you when I found out about your affair a long time ago, but you didn't learn from it and kept doing the same thing. I already knew, actually, on the days when I was traveling for work and you were disappearing at night without explanation. You didn't think I would find out, did you? It's all your fault, you weren't with me, what kind of husband are you that doesn't satisfy his wife? That's what you do, blame everyone but yourself. It's a miracle that my children have become good people with a mother like you. Yes, because the three of us considered you a negative example. I think you're the reason Joseph and Caleb are still single. Hey, sorry, my fault. That's a good start, now get out of my house. I'm not giving you a penny of my retirement money. Wait a minute, I should have half of your retirement money. Alimony can only be claimed from 3 years ago, even though I can only claim it from 3 years ago when you were cheating on me. It's going to be a lot of money. My mother-in-law paused and thought about it, then turned around. Well, she looked confused. Where is she going? She must have gone back to her parents' house. After that, my mother-in-law never returned to this house, and they got divorced. My mother-in-law was at a loss, went back to her parents' house, but now that the money is gone, she seemed to distance herself from the young men and stay home for a while. But my husband's grandparents, instead of allowing her to return, made her work full-time. And now she works at a supermarket near her parents' house. My father-in-law is a very generous man. My mother-in-law was a fool to betray him. Now that my mother-in-law is gone, the family is in perfect harmony. My brothers-in-law Joseph and Caleb, who never used to come home, started coming over frequently. Recently, they've been talking about getting married. I'm happy for them. Everyone has a big smile on their face, and now I'm pregnant with my second child. I will continue to prioritize my family in my life. It's disturbing to have a mother-in-law like that. It seems that people who have affairs lose their minds so often. My father-in-law can finally enjoy his peaceful life now. I hope he can live in peace from now on. Thank you for listening to the story up to here. Now, I would love to hear what you think about this story. Leave your comment below, share your impressions and opinions. Your participation is essential to make our channel better and better.